Bill?
Yeah, good evening. I'll tell you, this is some storm action out to our west we got to keep an eye on. We're in a volatile atmosphere, and I want to begin with what these storms are capable of. Not necessarily here. Okay, we're not under a tornado threat, but we're going to begin with some tornado video that came in south of Midland. Look at this. This is a classic rope tornado. I mean, just so fine. And you can even see as it touches the surface. I mean, it's almost like a pinpoint, right? Now, this is near the pretty much Sanderson, Fort Stockton area, south of Midland. And I'll tell you, this is impressive video. And you can see it's taken from a car. So it's a safe distance from this twister. But I'll tell you, that is a classic rope tornado. It just looks like a finger coming down from the heavens and just going across again. Areas just south of Midland. All right, so it's been pretty quiet. Here in south central Texas, I've been tracking this storm out to our west, miles from San Antonio, but it's kind of making a little bit of a right turn and beginning to flare out into southern Valverde County. It really looks as though it's kind of skipping across Del Rio and not really impacting Del Rio proper, but some spots off to the south. Now, it is not severe. In fact, if anything, it's been weakening down the border. This is the Amistad Reservoir right here. And you can even see that the hail core is shrinking a bit. In fact, when I was tracking it earlier this evening, when it was up here a little bit farther north, softball size hail was recorded there. And as it's dropping south, it's weakening, beginning to flare out a bit, but still some very heavy rain that'll swing in. You can see it starting to make a turn more towards Brackettville. By the way, this is not rain. These are clouds with elevated precipitation blowing off the top of this 60 to 70,000 foot tall storm. I mean, these storms are monsters, and they get so high in the atmosphere, and that blow off cloud cover just goes miles out ahead of it. All right, so here in San Antonio, we saw about 8 p.m. one shower, no thunder there and no lightning there, but then these two, a pair of them, was producing just a little bit of lightning and just enough to suspend play in the O'Connor-Johnson baseball game. You'll see what that's all about in just a minute with Casey Vieira. Now, anything that develops, still a level 2 risk of developing some hail and some damaging winds. So that's why I've got to keep a close eye on radar. Here's what the future radar says, that we still see a line develop at 1 a.m. From, again, most of these storms, they blossom up and bloom out of thin air. And so with some instability still out there and dew points in the 70s, we could still see something like this occur. Again, that's what the models are predicting for about 1 o'clock and then holding together to move down to the south by 4 o'clock. Again, this is a model prediction. Can't guarantee it, but I've got to show it to you because it's what one algorithm is thinking could happen tonight. 84 to 91 on the feels like, though. You can see a wind near 20 does help, so pretty breezy out there with the dew point at 73, so it's still very moist. And you saw the haze return, right? Well, look what it did to air quality. We're still unhealthy for sensitive groups in San Antonio. High dew points again through tomorrow, and with this dry line, we still could see some storms develop and move in our direction. See, this is not a big cold front area of low pressure. Instead, these are dry line storms that have enough muscle to travel this far east and sometimes put down some pretty decent rain. Boy, the story for the last month has been central Texas and up towards Dallas into North Texas counties. For us, over the next 7 days, maybe about half to 3/4 of an inch in the forecast. Speaking of, let's go to the 7-day forecast from downtown in the Frost Tower. We've got a 40% chance of those storms developing overnight, 1 to 2 a.m. Then a 20% chance of some scattered showers during the day, 93. No chance of rain during the day Saturday, but a 30% chance Saturday night. And then we're going to drop the rain chances. As we start to dry out into a new weather pattern next week, notice how temperatures climb. We're going to be flirting with the triple digits come Tuesday.